The special High Court hearing for Christopher Onyum Okello, the man accused of murdering 4 toddlers at a daycare center, began Monday at the Ggaba Community Church grounds. But as the first mobile High Court criminal session in Kampala gets underway, a troubling question hangs over the proceedings as a well-intentioned effort to take justice closer to the people.
All is set for tomorrow's court hearing. Our role as security agencies is to provide security to ensure that everything moves on well, to ensure that there is law and order, and to ensure that there is no violence. We have deployed jointly with other security forces. We urge the public or the community in Ggaba to remain calm, not to be violent. We shall not tolerate any kind of lawlessness or violence. We expect to start by 7 a.m. We call upon people out there that are expected to attend to keep time as well. We urge the public to remain calm, not to fear in case they see security around, not to fear, but just to have confidence that they are safe.
Crossed a dangerous line. Mobile courts were designed to facilitate justice in hard-to-reach areas, yet here, court is being held at the scene of crime, or at least adjacent to it, prompting legal observers and community members alike to ask, how did we end up with court sessions on crime scenes? Is this not enough to put the judge in a biased position? For some, this is linking this case as a legal trial.
The Ggaba, the incident, you recall, I know most of you must have observed the security deployment, which is slightly more than usual. Just to remind all those who could be watching us that you recall there is a court going on at the scene of crime or in a special court. So as police on our side, we have deployed appropriately, but equally my message is to appeal to all members of public to remain calm and maintain peace, conduct themselves in an orderly manner at the venue, because our usual estimation is that being a sensitive matter and a matter that touched so many people, we want the court processes to be orderly, especially for people who are in attendance. May not go into any other details. Those will be communicated by other agencies of government, but the aspect of security is just to appeal to you, maintain the calmness. We don't want you to see somebody defending the accused person and you take it personal. Those are the court processes that we should respect. So essentially, the clarion call here is that maintain peace, maintain calmness. Let us allow due process to take effect and direction.
The atmosphere at the Ggaba Community Church grounds is a study in contradictions. Heavy security has been deployed with multiple checkpoints along Ggaba round, turning away border riders and motorists without clear authorization. Several people are lined up at the final checkpoint, being cleared to access the grounds to witness the public trial of the man linked to the April 2nd, 2026 attack that claimed the lives of 4 young children at the Ggaba Early Childhood Development Center. Parents and relatives of the murdered children are already present alongside state witnesses and members of the public, all seated and awaiting the start of the session. The judge, Lady Justice Alice Kamuhange Karuge, has arrived Proceedings will begin already. The Christopher Okello 38 is brought into court to take his plea. Earlier today, the principal judge, Lady Justice Jane Frances Hobodo, inspected the Ggaba Community Church grounds to assess readiness for the mobile court session. The judiciary has framed this session as a milestone, a demonstration of its commitment to taking justice closer to the people through innovative approaches. The mobile court is being conducted under the recently issued mobile court practice directions by the Chief Justice, which provided the legal framework for court proceedings to be held outside conventional court premises where circumstances demand. But critics argue that innovation cannot come at the cost of impartiality. Holding a trial in the very community where 4 toddlers were brutally killed, surrounded by grieving parents and an angry public, risk transforming a judicial proceeding into a spectacle. The concern is not merely procedural, but psychological. Can any judge, no matter how experienced, remain entirely unbiased when the roar of the crowd is just outside the makeshift courtroom? Mobile courts were meant to serve remote communities lacking courthouses, said one legal analyst who declined to be named. They were not designed to bring the courthouse to the crime scene in the middle of an emotional firestorm. This blurs the line between justice and vengeance. Aware of the volatile mix of grief, anger, and public attention, security forces have taken no chances. Heavy deployment is evident throughout Ggaba, with armed personnel visible at every approach to the church grounds, even with sniper dogs. Kampala Metropolitan Police spokesperson SP Rachel Kawala has urged the Ggaba community to remain calm and report any criminal activities to the public, to the police. His appeal comes to the community proceedings for the alleged killer begin in the harness. We understand the pain and the demand for justice, Kawala said, but we ask everyone to allow the law to take its course peacefully. As the clock ticks toward the moment when Christopher Onyum Okello is brought before Lady Justice Kauka, all eyes are on Ggaba. The suspect is expected to enter a plea today for the families of the 4 young victims. This is a long-awaited step toward accountability. For the judiciary, it is a test of whether mobile justice can be both accessible and impartial. But for the rule of law itself, the question remains unanswered. When a court sits at the scene of the crime, surrounded by a grieving community, is it still a court, or has it become something else entirely?